Welcome! I'm your mental humble Game Master TJ, and this is Dice of Ages presenting CrestVahllen Campaign 3 Fates. Have we decided on that? We still need a party name, but we'll figure it out. Okay. But first and foremost, because music stuff is new and cameras are new and audio is new and everything, we'll first like to go give a big shout out and thank you to all of the content creators out there and artists and composers that allow us to use their music. Among those, we're going to go on that list as Midnight Syndicate, Fly By No, I always say Fly By No, ASCII, Kevin MacLeod, Austin Wintry, Will Savino, Jeremy Soul, Celestial Aeon Project, Critical Role, thank you, PNG Music, and more. If you guys want to learn more about that stuff, check out that stuff in the video description where they have a bunch of links to where it is for all of their stuff. I'm working on a big card for that, for another link for all our other various artists, so stay tuned for that, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. Great. I think that's it. We're gonna move quickly then today. We're gonna go around the table and introduce everybody. We're gonna start with you. Go ahead.
Oh. All right. Well, I'm Rhiannon playing Maverin, who promises to be nicer to Pip's little armadillo friend.
And Pip.
I'm Theo. I play Pip Thistle, and Pip will hear it when he sees it.
Pip, can you move your mic a little closer to you? Thank you. Much as you can. Thanks. Go ahead.
I'm Mal. I'll be playing Len, who is a bit of a Maeve enabler.
No, but just I'm an enabler.
I'm an enabler.
That's all. I'm an enabler.
Know thyself.
Bastion. I am CL Warlock in this campaign. You guys really should have let me eat that idol.
I don't know.
That was like a
I'm
year
still-
ago.
Problem solved.
I regret nothing.
But no.
Oh, speaking of which, we're coming up on when we started playing. We weren't always streaming. We're coming up on our first year
Oh, yeah,
anniversary.
Getting close
aren't
to
we?
it. Yeah.
Wait, has
think
it
we passed
actually
it.
been that long?
Did we
I thought
pass
it was
it?
the last week in January.
Last week in January. Oh yeah,
So
no.
this week?
I mean, I can.
Or last
It's like
week?
right now.
I can
Happy
look up the
anniversary, guys.
Aw.
How far we've come.
Yeah, we haven't been streaming for the whole time, but we started this campaign off air, so.
Time flies.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Alex. I play Oscar Goodmeadow, a halfling monk, Way of the Kensei, and this session should be interesting.
Indeed.
A non-consensual werewolf.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's been brought up or not.
Oh, how you two are
Yeah.
non-consensual?
Yeah.
We are
Yeah, no, we brought it up.
non-consensual.
Yeah, and how it's like so not okay in their
Yeah.
culture.
Some of them don't even believe that it was non-consensual.
Well, oh my God, like maybe like a couple other things, huh?
Hey, look at dice.
Yeah. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get into the recap then, shall we? Of like what happened last time. Yeah, let's pause this and then we'll pull up our recap music. Now that I have buttons that I can do that stuff. I can do things with buttons. Okay. So, as the sun sets and the team's new acquaintances ride off into the fog, the gang decide to camp outside of town rather than approach in the darkness. Bast and Pip make another effort to dream amongst the cairns. Right, while the rest camp up on the road. Bast becomes steeped in a pale, elven avatar, learning of a group called the Bloom, while Pip is present at a disembodied witness. On the morn of the 30th of Hylock, the group discuss Bast's dream and bid farewell to their silent guide before entering the town of Tam Tala. As they near the buildings, they notice a large number of shallow dug holes that have been seemingly in every patch of empty ground. Upon inspection, they appear empty, but the group grow increasingly suspicious. Cautiously entering the town, the band of travelers are met with nothing but frustrated and angry townsfolk. Adding to their confusion is noticed a ruined tower manned by several orcs, emitting a strange blue light from one of its upper floors. Pip informs the team that this band, known as the Elephant's Foot, for the way they trample all in their path, is especially known for taking people or even entire towns ransom. Deciding to clear out before they run afoul of the occupying warband, the team head further northeast, out into the woods of the Shaden Shald. As they are leaving, however, they notice a villager running out into the street, quickly digging a hole and letting loose a primal scream within it. A short conversation and a bit of pantomiming later, the gang infer that the villagers may be seeing some sort of substance that disgorges during the scream, but is yet to be beheld. Using a combination of Len's woodcraft abilities and the lichen's sense of smell, the team is led to a strange outcropping of rock and rubble. At first, this landmark only leads to more questions, causing the group to spread out and look for more clues. All too soon, they begin to find entire herds of slaughtered animals. Every member of these herds has had their necks broken in a single swift strike. However, it appears the killer only takes a few bites before leaving the corpses to rot. Seeking out a nearby group of living hogs, the group hide in the brush to bear witness. As night falls, a falling star streaks across the sky, and suddenly a predator approaches, swiftly killing the hogs and taking a few bites from their corpses. The strange ethereal wolf-like creature seems to change the size of its body parts at will. Bast approaches the creature, hoping that this is the elusive Dar'Kor that the party has been searching for all this time, since they were given the information by these true Shalian Guardian back south. But the ghostly form only instills fear and dominion. Eventually, Osfer and Bast are led back to the rocks, where they are then welcomed through a strange tear in space. Entering this odd grotto of destroyed trees, scratched rocks, they converse with a meditating monk through this ghostly wolf-like avatar. A short conversation ends in a challenge, and the rest of the group enters. Welcome back to CrestVahllen. Can't believe I got that. All right. So we're actually going to jump right into combat.
January 26th was our first game. So, yes, it has officially been
that.
a year and a week.
I think we started playing like last week.
I believe that all y'all should be rolling initiative now. Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's do that. And let's see if I can fix why this is not doing this.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Interesting.
No, that
Still got to get like an
wasn't
actual dice tray, because the amount of times
That was me putting my dice
this
here.
like rocks and reels, I am not. I'm not a fan.
I wonder why it's
God.
Okay, let's try that again.
So
When
we
was
had
the
this
last time
skinny
we had to
table.
kill something?
There we
Take
go.
it off,
All right,
slide
here
this
we go.
box down so that it would fit.
So,
I was like, hey,
you guys are all
can
here.
you
So
stretch
here's
it
what I'm
back
gonna
out
do.
now?
Then I'm gonna bring you over.
The challenge was like get to him,
touch him.
right? Touch him.
Yeah, there you guys are. I'm gonna give you guys this is what it looks like from top here. You guys are starting all the way over there on that end, and you're gonna try to get towards me where oh, I have a thing I was supposed to put over here, but I will show it to you in a moment.
So I had cast invisibility.
Yes.
You
yes,
let
I
us do
believe
a couple
some
of
you did
things.
some things before.
Yep.
And that's totally fine.
I did not cast it.
Predator stalk.
I thought it was just spells that have like particular copyrighted names.
They do, but I wanted to make all of mine special. Yeah, you don't have to. And even with them releasing everything into Creative
Okay,
Commons
this is just
license,
making me
you
want to
don't
play a
have
certain game again.
to begin with. But I went through my whole spell list
Some of them are really cool, I will say. It's,
and did.
Okay, so this guy, I don't have him sitting cross-legged, but he is sitting. That is the what looks like human form of the individual that is there at that moment. The avatar of the wolf, like this ghostly creature that you see, is. By the way, here I'm gonna keep this for you guys. That is like one of your ghost form. Or if you guys want to go hybrid or whatever, I have some dudes there.
aren't you hybrid?
Yes.
You're a hybrid right now.
Yep.
You humanoid hybrid or are you full wolf form?
Humanoid. I was hybrid.
So for you, we're gonna use this blue were creature here. Boom. There you are. All right.
Actually, I mean, he's invisible. Just take it off the board.
Okay. I think I have
That was a joke.
invisible dude.
You can leave it on. Well, do you have a ring?
You can leave it on the board. It's gonna be really hard to keep track of
Yeah,
where it is.
I- I-
It's not on the board.
I was
There
not
you go.
expecting
Sorry, that was a joke.
Absolutely. Yes. Let's do.
It's a
ring.
paperweight, like any good skull.
Okay.
We'll put this here so that I have. Invisible. Gonna use my new things. There you are. You are invisible. Wonderful. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, that's still happy. Makes me so happy. Just look good. A is for arson. Okay. Okay. So this creature is was over here, but we'll see what happens.
So we have to go touch him.
His challenge was to reach me if you can survive.
That's no good.
Yeah, so not the best. So we're gonna go around then. I'm going to do some stuff here. I got this analog today. I'm very excited. Actually, no, I got this one. Bum, bum. I have all the other information here. Perfect. All right, let's go around 25 to 20. 15 to 20.
No,
18.
I got 21.
Oh, you got 21?
Yeah.
All right, Len's 21. Okay,
18.
18 for you. Oscar's 18. Okay. No more 15 to 20s? Okay, 10 to 15.
13.
13, 10. What'd you... Do you have 10 or
No.
okay, so not yet. Okay,
No.
so then it's Pip, which is 13. 10 for Bast. 5 to 10.
8.
8. Got it for Maeve. 8. Okay. All right. So I think actually first up then is gonna be you, Len.
Okay. How the hell do I want to get over there?
Don't you have the spell that makes you move faster?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I'll spend a spell slot, and you see like many leaves and twigs and perhaps uprooted bits of grass and whatnot start to just flow around his feet and ankles as he runs up the side over there. I think I'd want to run up along the side of this right here. try to take some cover.
Okay,
along
cool.
the rocks
And
there.
you have you're not casting anything before. You're just gonna move your regular 30 feet of movement, or
No,
35.
I'm gonna cast and move 45 feet.
Okay, so you doing long strider?
Yeah.
You got it. Cool. And 45 feet. Okay, we'll get you 45 feet then. That is 9 inches. You can get right to behind the rock.
Yep.
Was that where you want to be?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's
Okay.
take cover there.
You got it. Anything else? As your action and your movement, you have bonus action if you like.
No, nothing else.
Okay. As you get to that rock, like about right there, I need you to, from the rock, like if from the actual part of the rock, something phases out of the rock, like in your direction, from the actual stone of it. You actually see like part of the rock that's right in front of your face start to like glow with a blue light, and it almost looks as though there's like a blue light behind you that's shimmering onto the fine little. Like iridescent particulates that are inside rocks sometimes because they're made of a bunch of different types of minerals, and so it looks like there's a light behind you, but then you realize no, it's actually coming from inside the rock, but it's not corporeal, and then you see this like blue orb start to unphase itself out from the rock and just appear right in front of you, and then go and just blow up right in your face. And you usually make a dexterity saving throw as this thing appears right in front of you.
Oh, so it explodes, but it's still there.
Well, actually, it gets to roll to see if its explosion kills it or not.
All right. That's
It's
a
detonation.
I got a 20.
And where's my... There it is. You got a 20? Okay, that's a success. It does not. It's gone.
Okay.
Okay, but so you're gonna take half of this as you try to like. So you get right up to the rock, and then you immediately like step onto put one foot onto the rock and do like a backflip backwards to get yourself out of the way. So you're still gonna take half of this though. You're gonna take 8 points of force damage as you get hit by this blast of wave. You are still, I'll say, but it doesn't knock you prone, and you're able to regain the spot that you were as you kind of like flip yourself up into the air to try to avoid most of the blast. Anything else?
No, it's gonna be all.
Okay, cool. It is then the wolf avatar's turn. The wolf avatar goes, "Ooh!" and howls, and you just see all of the leaves in the tree like shimmer and shake as and some of the boughs actually bend outwards and make room for the howl as it echoes down this way. As the layer action happens, I need all of you guys to roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Nope.
Good today.
13.
13. It's a failure.
Figured.
22.
That's a success.
18.
Success.
20.
Success.
10.
Failure.
Yay!
Those of you who failed, you are frightened by the wolf avatar. You are frightened by the wolf avatar. That means you cannot approach, you cannot get closer to the object of your fear,
There it is.
and you have disadvantage on attacks, I believe, and ability checks. Let me double check.
Like against it, right?
Attacks and
When
ability
it's
checks as
in
long as
vision.
it's within line of sight. Meaning that you can't get closer to it. So we're going to put that there just so we remind. So that's Pip and Maeve.
Okay.
Frightened, there you are.
Damn.
There's the wrinkle.
Pip, you're frightened. And Maeve, you are also frightened.
Oh no.
Okay, that is just the lair action. It is then going to take its turn. You see it like get on all fours and begin to push itself off. It like rears back to get momentum to push itself off, and it's just. And you see this after image of like the glow from all its four limbs as those ethereal blue wispy kind of like leaves almost chemtrail lines in the air as this chemtrail this thing just
Turn to the
fully
werewolf guy.
jumps. So as this thing just full leap all the way over here as one of its bonus actions, and then it's going to use its movement, which is insanely fast. Right over to.
Oh my god.
Oh.
We're so screwed.
Oh.
No.
So what do you guys want to play in the next campaign?
It is then going to use It's then going to howl in a radius at you guys. Take a second howl, not a lair action, but another one. Where's my thing?
Gonna need to be more descriptive there, my guy.
My graph, my square with the.
I don't know.
Oh,
Cube.
there it is.
Where'd you put it?
Put all the stuff here. I'm super organized, and it's the first time I've had to use it, so of course I don't know where it is. Okay, and we're gonna see how many guys of you it hits.
This isn't good for Pip.
It's going to miss you, Pip. Actually.
This is great for Pip.
Well. Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna. It knows that you're frightened, so it's kind of a toss up. It's going to hit Osfer, Bastion, and Maeve is what's gonna happen. So I need you guys to roll Constitution saving throws. Maybe.
14.
14. That's a failure.
Dirty 20.
Success.
9.
Oh no, that's a failure. Okay, so you guys
Alright,
feel
giant
this
dice is
voice get
cursed.
so booming. It has this resonance that just enters your form and just rocks your body and causes the blood vessels in your eyes to burst, and you feel like your blood boiling from the sonic vibrations under your skin and and throughout your veins. Those of you you succeeded, correct? So you're going to take half of this damage. You take 6 points of sonic damage. I guess force damage is force damage. And the rest of you are going to take 12 points of force damage.
Cool.
Ouch.
Pip, you are not affected by this, but you're still frightened.
Clean
Okay,
path.
cool. So just to be clear about how that's going to work here is that you cannot take... those of you who are frightened cannot get closer to this creature. That doesn't mean you can't make lateral movements to make sure that your distance maintains the same. So you can move in a radius around it, but we'll figure it out with the measuring tape to figure out exactly how you're going to do that. Make sense?
Okay.
Cool. Great. That is the end of its turn. It is then going to be Osfer's turn.
Okay. Movement, dash, step of the wind, 105 feet.
Oh, I didn't see that coming at all. Of course. So, straight shot.
Yeah, can that get me there? I'm not frightened, so
let's
I can...
do it one at a time, shall we?
21 inches.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Right about here, please roll a dexterity saving throw as a blue comes out from the bottom of the floor and goes.
It's 12?
12. That's a failure. So you're knocked prone and 10 feet back.
Okay.
And you're going to take some damage here. As one of these things pops up. Where did I put them? I had them in my hand. There they are. As it's right here, this guy pops up right here. And we're just going to roll to see if it stays there. It does not. It's gone. You go ahead and suffer 11 points of force damage.
Okay.
You want to get up and use half of your remaining movement to get up?
I kind of want to run away, because I've got 10 hit points left. No, 9 hit points left? I don't think I can reach this guy. I
Okay.
think I failed his trial. So, I think
What do you wanna do?
I run away.
What do you want to stand up?
I mean,
So you move 25 feet.
yeah?
You had 105, so that brings you down
Uh-huh.
to 80. You can use 40 feet to stand up.
Okay. It's 40,
Or you move at half speed while you crawl.
it's half your total movement to stand up, or is it half your base movement?
I believe it's half of your base movement.
Yes.
So you're right. I think it's I'll give you 15.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Sorry.
Okay, 15 feet.
Yeah.
I guess Forge on, yeah.
Okay, so 15
Oh,
feet to
I'm
stand
gonna-
up, so that leaves
I'm
you with
gonna die.
65 feet left.
I think we all are.
Yeah,
Straight
65
shot?
feet straight
Okay.
forward.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's 25 more. That brings you down to your 40 feet left.
Mhm.
Go ahead, another dexterity saving throw as another one pops up.
22.
That's a success. You're only going to take half this damage and you will not be knocked prone.
Okay.
Oh, it's really bad too. That's only... So you only take 3 points of force damage.
Ooh, I need
and
another
this
one of these.
guy does not remain
This
there.
is dying on me. Oh,
Blows
it's
up.
over here.
Yeah.
I can hand it all the way back.
You still have 40 feet of movement left. Would you like to keep going?
Sure.
Okay. Straight shot, huh?
Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20. Go ahead and roll another dexterity saving throw. As another one pops up.
That's a failure. That's 10.
10. Okay. So you take 13 points of force damage.
Cool, I'm dead.
Okay, so you get blown back. You're not dead. You're unconscious. You get blown back 10 feet prone, and you are unconscious.
Cool.
And it does not remain. Good thing is, though, all those mines are gone because they don't remain.
Cool.
So you've kind of cleared the path. Okay. We're gonna have you. So that's because you're unconscious. That's the end of your turn. Pip, you're up.
I'm going to yell. So is the goal of this just to touch you or to touch the tree?
Okay. Can you just roll me a persuasion check for me real quick?
That is a 10.
A 10. You get. What's your passive perception?
15.
15. Okay, yeah. You see the monkish individual that's sitting at the tree, just kind of like very slowly just raise their hand ever so slightly before they put their hand back down.
As in, like, him?
So
Fuck
Do
it.
you want to roll an insight check?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pip's confused and scared.
you guys didn't see this, but he was talking through
10.
the wolf spirit.
10. Maybe. Whatever you think.
The wolf spirit was touching him and speaking his voice
Okay.
when you guys first came in.
So we're trying to touch him?
I'm just
It could
throwing that little nugget out there.
Fuck it.
For
Okay,
you
I'm
to-
gonna try to cast
help you
Vortex Warp
decipher.
on him to warp him closer to us.
Ooh, okay, so he gets to roll a wisdom
Con
a
save.
con save against this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So he's got some monk abilities that give him advantage because he gets to use some key to give him
I
advantage on
figured.
this. So yeah. Cool. Con save, correct?
Yes, 16.
Diamond soul and all that. Okay. Okay, that was bad. Yeah, the first one was pretty good. Let me just double check my. Okay, so. That's 11 plus 18.
That succeeds.
Okay, so that he just doesn't get teleported.
He doesn't get
Okay,
teleported.
Yeah, he rolled pretty well. But you like reach out and you see space around this monk begin to like warp and then
Pip's like-
you just you're straining, you're trying to spin it.
My little spindly goblin arms are like.
It's like when you're bowling and you do this move and you want to make the ball to move. You're like doing your whole body trying to make the portal take form, and you see him resisting it before he just kind of like clicks his neck and it just snaps back like a rubber band.
Oh well, I tried. Do I get to try to save against being frightened again at the end of my turn?
At the end of your turn, you can save against being frightened.
Okay,
That's correct.
then I'm going to try to back away from this. I'm going to try to like circumvent.
Would you want to use your laser pointer and show me where you'd like to go?
I'm kind of like hoping to go like somewhere around in the middle, but like trying to circumvent.
Cool, like right here. Oops, sorry.
Yeah,
Don't apologize to him. He's trying to kill us.
Right here.
yeah.
Ish. Okay, cool. So you want to remain. Yeah, I'd say you can do that because you're still getting more. How much would you like to move?
Full movement.
25 or 30?
30.
5, 10, 15, 20. You want to be next to Len, or do you want to be?
I'll be a little more in the middle.
I would say that's as far as you can go without getting closer to him, because
Okay.
once you go farther away from him, you have to maintain that distance now, and you can no longer get closer. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Cool.
All right. Bonus action. Oh, I forgot. I'll do that when I actually.
Can I take the hide action as a bonus action?
You take the hide action as a bonus action.
As a goblin. I
Oh,
can do
Goblin,
that.
you can. Do you want to like jump into the rubble of those rocks right there?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll allow you to do it. Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Nope. That's a 9.
Okay, so here's what you do. You jump into the rubble, but you don't actually jump into the rubble. You just jump onto the rubble.
Aw.
I'll say for roleplay purposes, you're laying down, but you're not actually.
I'm just kind of crouching.
Yeah,
like
you're
this.
just kind of crouching. So you just belly flop onto it and think you're hidden,
Nice.
or you hope you're hidden.
I feel like I would know that I'm not that hidden,
Oh,
but
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
too scared to move.
Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
That's the end of your turn then. We're gonna move this up here. So you can see
Wisdom save is 19
this.
for
19.
being
That's a
frightened.
success. You're no longer frightened.
Woo!
You still have the chance of being frightened again. However, it's not
figure.
one of those being immune to frightened deals. You are in this creature's domain, so a lot of things get overwritten. That's the end of your turn, Pip. Bass, you're up.
Okay.
Did you summon this?
No.
No.
Can we use that for Kasiksi? Though?
Yes, I actually have a little thing.
Or that works even better.
Have a little thing.
Right in Osfer's footprints, essentially. Move and dash 60 feet.
If I can find that little thing.
Kasiksi is going to fly over to the wolf creature.
We'll use this. This little fairy dragon here.
So he's going to fly over to the wolf creature.
You summon him right next to him. Well, he's right next
No.
Where are you?
I'm invisible. He's flying away from me to the wolf creature.
Okay.
I am running, dashing right in
You're okay?
Osfer's footprints. Yep.
Okay. You're running, dashing in.
Osfer's footprints.
How much movement do you have?
30, so 60 total.
Because you're using your action to dash. as
Correct.
well?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Let's do this proper then. So you want to move a foot? is what you're saying.
Correct.
So you get right to Osfer.
Cool.
Wait, what?
You got knocked back twice.
You got
Okay.
knocked back
So-
twice.
20 feet of your movement got erased.
Okay.
And then you died.
Then, like the shimmer of a moon or a sunbeam underwater, I appear 30 feet further.
Oh, you're gonna Misty Step?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Please roll a wisdom saving throw as the air of the domain around you is trying to prevent you from teleportation to taking place. You are in somebody else's lair in a pocket dimension.
This is a magical effect.
Yes, for sure. Absolutely.
Okay. Wisdom save, 19.
19. That's a success. You are able to pull the teleportation off. That's going to bring you another 30
6
feet.
inches, yep.
So you're going to get right here. Woo! Close. You cast a spell,
that
right? So you're
removes
no
my
longer
invisibility.
invisible.
Correct.
Boom. So
Kasiksi is going to take the help action. As a distraction, he is going to flash, not as his hypnotism, but just as a bright
Give him
light
disadvantage
in
on
its
his next.
eyes. He's
Yeah.
going to flash the wolf creature.
got it. And so you're just making it so that the next attack it would make has disadvantage.
Correct.
You got it. Awesome. Great. So you guys don't. None of you really see any of this. All you see is while like shit is happening and things are exploding, you just see
There's sort
him
of
just appear really close to the tree.
a shimmer
This was
of light right behind Osfer, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
I'm
and all of a
there.
sudden he's there because he was invisible the whole time. Boom, that's where you are.
And I'm going to let out a companion howl to what the creature did.
Okay. You
Just
got it.
as flavor.
I also
Just-
need you to roll a dexterity saving throw because this is now untread ground.
Not good. 6.
6. Okay. Oh, terrible. Oh, not too bad. You take 13 points of force damage. You're
Good
knocked 10
blowback.
feet back and prone.
13.
13 points of force damage. I'm going to roll to see if it remains.
Touch him and that's the goal.
I think so.
It remains.
Okay.
I will say, with you being so close and seeing it remain there, the blast radius for this thing is more than just 5 feet around it. It's a decent
It
size.
carried all the way out to where I
It carried
landed.
all the way out to where you were.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's it then for you, Bast,
Yes, sir.
I believe. Okay. So then up next was going to be Maeve.
Okay. Okay, so clarification. Last time they said touch. If we
Touch him.
have to touch him.
Reach me if you can. Is
Okay.
What the challenge was.
All right.
Maybe he means emotionally.
Like,
Get on my level.
I'd like to ask
Get him.
in my typical Sylvan. So, wolf guy.
Yeah.
If I touch, so what if I touch you?
As you're talking to the wolf avatar.
Yes.
It just and snarls at you.
Still afraid, but not completely. Anyway. So, okay, I'll take that as a. We'll touch that later. Okay, and I want to continue.
You're also frightened of that.
I am
figure right
terrified.
now.
Oh, I'm definitely something. I'm gonna go this way. Where's my little thingy?
Here.
There we go.
sometimes
No, I have it.
You got it.
Yep. I just want to walk along the path they go. All right.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna. So you do have to stay at least.
Yeah.
I'll do my best
Circumventing
to-
his whole little circumference.
I'll say you have to go the kind of the long way around in order to stay enough away from him.
Yes.
So I'll say that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You can climb up this
30.
easy enough.
I have 30.
So you can be on this thing with him.
Okay.
Where he's squatting.
Can I use my action for more
You're no
movement?
longer frightened, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be near that guy.
You want to use your action to dash?
I would like to be.
Okay,
yes.
yeah, sure. All 30?
Yes, please.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Did you just say you don't want to be near that guy in regards to me?
Wow.
After she just promised to be
Why
nicer
do you
to
think that I? Why do you think? Anyway.
I'm just asking.
Well, you see, to answer your question, all right, I don't want to be afraid of this guy. Can I
You
roll?
are right next to the unconscious and bleeding out Osfer.
I know, but I don't really have anything I can do to save him, do I?
I mean,
Do you
y'all
have a
have like
potion?
potions and stuff, don't you? I mean, it's up to you. I'm
I
just.
don't know if Maeve does.
I don't think Maeve does because Maeve has healing.
You could
Maeve has
also,
her
if
own
you
healing,
want.
I don't
Well,
know.
no, you already used your action.
I have
Unless
a potion.
you want to action surge and then use your action to make a medicine check to stabilize him.
I have a potion on me. You
You
could
could take a potion from him if you
Oh.
want.
give me my potion.
You would also need to action surge and use an action to feed it to him.
Yeah, no, it can wait.
Preach.
No, he'll be fine.
Preach.
Probably.
I mean, to be fair, I ran right over you,
Yeah.
so.
But like,
I'll
we
let-
got this. Y'all are both just like, it's okay, we'll figure it out.
I'll.
Hang in there, buddy.
You're doing great.
My potions
No.
are for me now.
Okay.
Thanks for helping me make that decision.
Well,
Gil.
I mean, I can. I can be my next turn. if we
When
get
you're
that-
unconscious, I guess you don't know how many people has passed you up, passed the opportunity to
Ooh.
help you.
Anyway, so I just. Which one do I roll to not be, possibly not be afraid?
Oh, are you ending your turn now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was going to be a wisdom saving throw.
You still have your bonus action? I don't know if you can do anything. But
You do have a bonus action. You
No.
have a second wind if you were hurt.
Yeah,
wanna
I'm
heal
good.
yourself?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I got plenty of health. Which one is it? Wisdom?
Wisdom, that's correct.
That is a number. 11.
11. That's not
Nope.
enough. You're still afraid,
Still
unfortunately.
absolutely terrified.
Okay, so at the
Not really.
end of initiative order, then you see as the edges, the periphery of this, I just want to say a pocket dimension of some sort, begins to darken and turn like a deep emerald green. As
Ooh.
then you hear, like almost like hyena cackles. Coming from all around you, and wolf snarls and howls as
That's not good.
you feel as though you are no longer alone. I'm
Nobody
gonna
could
say, actually, Maeve, what's your passive perception?
Like. Oh, that one. 13.
13.
Yes.
You don't know anything.
Well, that's not new.
Oh, come on. I will say.
No, Maeve
who's-
knows everything.
Who's conscious? You're down. You're not gonna notice this.
I'm conscious.
You're conscious, but you just got blasted
Prone.
back. I don't think you have actually even in the position to see something like this. Len and Pip, are your passive perception 16 or above?
No.
No.
Okay, so nobody notices anything. What about
That-
Kasiksi?
That's no good.
You said 16?
16.
Okay, yeah, no.
Okay.
13.
13.
So no.
Okay.
We got
Yeah.
that
No, these
solid
creatures come
15.
in stealth. So,
Same.
great. So that's the bottom initiative. We're gonna go to the top. Len, you're up. I'm just gonna grab something real quick.
Okay. Okay, Osphir's right up there. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do.
Go team, do the thing. Touch the guy or the tree. Maybe touch both just to be safe.
Yeah, maybe. It's like one of those puzzles where you have to hit both buttons at the same time with someone.
Yeah.
Did I?
But yeah, I'm gonna run right on up to Osphir if I can. How far is that?
Let's find out. Do they know things? Let's find out.
Oh,
Ow.
jeez.
Ow. Ow.
dude,
Ugh.
what was that?
Those
It's,
are strobes.
somebody's radio frequency is on my radio frequency, so they're doing the thing. I'll change the radio frequency.
What?
So I have a remote control strobe light here that I use to control.
Somebody is using something that is on the same frequency.
It's on the same
as
radio
those
frequency.
strobes
Oh.
and
As
set
the
them off.
strobe. So when they use that item, they also trigger my strobes as long as they're within like a mile radius.
Oh, that's fun.
Surprise.
Because I use it for effects. Yes, Len,
Yeah.
you want to move as close as you can to Osphir. You still have your
Yeah.
extra movement. Okay, that's exactly what you need to get there. Boom.
Nice, sick. And yeah, I'm gonna heal him. Reach down, rub a hand over one of his wounds, and it's gone. I rolled a 6 for it.
So you get 6 hit points back, and you are conscious. You're still prone, however. That was your action then, and your
Yep.
movement.
And yeah, that'll be all I do.
Okay. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So then at initiative 20, Len, you hear as 20 hit you, 17,
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah.
13.
Did I cast
No.
mage? Yes, I
Okay,
did
so
cast
2
mage
arrows
arrow.
come and hit like your floater rib and like right where the nape of your neck meets your collarbone, as they come from 2 different locations. One from up here, and one from behind here.
Damn.
We'll move that so you can see. Change that so you can see.
No,
where
me
it
throw
goes.
you. Run over me.
Well, I mean, we can't see a dang thing, so.
There you go.
I have a
Gives me
crazy jumps.
So, and you're gonna take some damage from that.
Ooh, can I use that with? Take my potion too. I don't know if I can do both.
Okay, so.
15 points of piercing damage as these 2 arrows pierce the sides of you. You are, as you're hit by these, the position of these 2 creatures is revealed to you. You see that they are not like fully there. They're kind of ethereal, like they've been like summoned as spirits of like adjacent bestial creatures that just have kind of humanoid forms that look kind of like the hyena humans, but also kind of wolfish at the same time. It's weird. You don't see
Gnolls?
anything like this before. Kind of. But it's like it's hard to tell because they're just so gestalt. Like it's like they're missing the part like they're negative space rather than being like positive light. Cool. So that was that. There's also going to be. I need actually all 4 of you. Let's find out. How big? 15. Okay, so I can't get. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna. Len, this isn't gonna hit you then. But it is going to. I need. Bast, Osfer, and Maeve to roll Constitution saving throws. As spewing from the ground between all of you comes like this green gas that hisses and fills the space around you. And then you guys do get to see what did this. There appears to be a creature. Not this one. Of what appears to be bugbear origin, chilling up here. That has also same ethereal, wispy, beast-like creature. What'd you get?
30-20.
Dirty 20. That's a success. Great.
11.
11. That's a failure.
7.
That's a failure. Okay, so those of you who failed are poisoned. Look at me like that. Why are you looking at me? All of you poisoned. Those who failed take 6 points of poison damage. Those of you succeeded take only 3 points of poison damage. Those of you who failed are you down again?
I'm unconscious, yeah.
You're unconscious. So those of you who failed are poisoned, which means that you have disadvantage on
Is that-
ability checks and attack rolls. What's up?
This is the only time this has ever come up. I have to look this up.
You're not immune to poison yet.
Uh,
It's not until much later, until like level.
halflings.
Yes.
Have advantage. No, is that stout or is that light?
That's dwarves.
Yeah, dwarves are.
No,
Dwarves.
you have advantage on saving throws against poison, and you have resistance against poison damage.
For a particular type of halfling?
Mhm.
Oh, stout. Oh, because you're a stout halfling.
I am.
Oh, okay, yeah. So then you get to roll that with advantage.
Okay. I may still.
But you're gonna
Yeah,
always
even if
take
you
half
fail.
damage, so you could take quarter damage.
That's better. You said con?
Yeah.
15?
That's a success. So you only take
Okay.
quarter. So it's
One.
Yeah.
Half
you
of
take
3.
1 point of you take 1 point of damage and you're not poisoned.
Okay.
Amazing.
And you're still awake.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. So
Gotta remember that. It's never
I
come up
will
before.
let you guys know that I don't know how to do this for now because I don't have a prop for it. But the cloud does not disperse. The cloud sits there. It's about yay big. I believe I have a thing. That's okay. But it's about yay big. It covers about this
Right.
space.
Enough to
right?
cover the
Is it
Yeah.
3 of us.
Is it about as big as that coaster right there?
It's a
bigger?
little bigger than that. It's probably about the size of this guy right here. Actually, can I take the top of this?
Yeah.
This, 'cause that's stuff I don't want to mess with. Okay, so it's about yay big, and all y'all are. Make sense?
Yep.
Cool.
Good. That's where the toxic fog is. This poison cloud. Okay. It is then. That was just the layer action. It is then Wolf Avatar's turn. He has disadvantage. K60 doesn't stick to him, right? Because
He's basically flying in his face. So
You got it.
just move around him or whatever you got to do.
I'm gonna see if his thing recharges.
I just left, like the shadow, like when you look at something bright and there's that
Yeah, that like flashy after image.
that blue after image. That's
got it.
That.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
what I did to him.
So then let's move him. We're gonna see because he moves ridiculously fast. Can get to. He's gonna go here. Pip, you're no longer afraid, right?
Yeah.
You do look yummy.
No.
And he can just attack you and then move away. Okay, yeah. So
That's
was it
no good.
attack coming at you here?
That's no good.
One claw attack coming at you. That is a 20 to hit you.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Do you have like a shield or something?
No,
you
it's
could
too
use?
high. I have shit.
Oh,
AC.
absolute trash. That's only 7 points of slashing damage.
Oh my.
For a level 5 wizard, that's not absolute
Yeah,
trash.
that's-
That's like 2
okay.
levels of hit points.
How are you looking?
I'm looking okay.
You're looking okay?
Yeah, I
He's
haven't
gonna
been
take
hit
it
yet. Oh, okay. I'm looking really
He likes his
hurt.
prey bloodied.
He didn't get that first bite kill.
Ooh,
so
that's only a 12.
That does not hit.
Doesn't hit. He's frustrated.
he didn't get that first bite kill.
He didn't get that first bite, and he's in a blood frenzy right now too. So he needs to hit you before he moves on. He needs to make you bloody before he moves on.
Blood frenzy.
That first attack should have been
It
a
happens.
disadvantage.
Oh, you're right. That would be a 13 to hit you.
Doesn't hit.
So then, you haven't taken any damage. So he has to fucking hit.
like
He has
time
to
magic.
take this other hit. Okay, he has to take his last of his 3 attacks to try to hit you.
Oh,
He's gonna try to bite you now. 12.
Nope.
Oh my god! So it's as you're like, "Hua, hua, hua." Absolutely amazing.
Staying alive. Staying
No,
alive.
he's laying on the rock over there. So like you like roll over,
He
roll over.
accidentally fell down,
Pip's
which was like the perfect time to dodge the
Yeah.
claw.
You're just like so scared that you're slipping over yourself, and that's somehow very like a Groucho Marx, Mo Larry Curly style, avoiding all the blows that people are trying to hit you with. And this thing is furious. And you can just see there's now like they're almost foam, but it's not like foam because they're not corporeal. It's just this ethereal. Then instead of it dripping down like rabies foam, it's drifting up like this ethereal smoke. Cool. That's. Oh fuck! What is he gonna do?
Howl impotently.
Impotently. He didn't even get his power back, so and he can't move from you. He's stuck there. Shit.
Yes.
He couldn't hit the wizard. The tiny goblin wizard. I'm so upset. Okay, Osfer, that's your turn.
Cool. Half my movement to stand up.
You got it.
So how do we do this?
Can I use an opportunity attack to kick?
An ally? I don't think so.
It's attacking a creature leaving my reach.
Yeah, but it's attack. So I'm making a judgment call here. An attack of opportunity is for
So-
a threatened, enemy combatant. It's not
Our-
for an ally.
Our
If you have an
idea,
ability-
I'm pretty
okay,
threatened
well.
right now.
our idea was like a little like cheerleader
fastball
toss.
special.
He was gonna run over me, and I was gonna give him a boost up into the air.
Here's what I say you can do. What you can do instead of this is that if you want to stop your movement at Bast, hold your action to then dash to have him during his turn then push you. You can do that because then you'd still have movement in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he can take his action to do that type of thing. That is not a reaction that you are able to take. It's not something that can boost somebody else. There are specific subclasses and other types of things that allow movement to happen as reactions, but you do not have one of those abilities.
Okay. Then I
feel like
think
that's pretty fair because that was that you tried to pull some shenanigans there.
let's do that. I don't know. Like some of these systems can be hard to have like coordinated movements. They make that hard when it's like you
Yeah.
can only do this and
That's
you
one of the
can
things we're
move,
working
but
on
act
with the
and-
new
yeah.
with the new thing.
Yeah, so just do what you can
okay.
do.
Because Step of the Wind gives me triple my jump speed. So like, do I still have that?
It's
on
like
the-
triple your jump distance.
Or,
But
yeah,
technically, it still has to be within the amount of movement that you have.
Yeah. Just forget. I rarely use this to jump, so
Yeah.
forget how this works.
It pretty much means rather than just being able to do like the 10-foot or whatever the calculator is for your height and your strength, you can do 3 times that,
Yeah.
meaning that you could jump over a thing. But that's still where you end and where you start still has to be within the amount of movement that you have.
Okay.
Unless it's like at the end of your movement and you're trying to do some like really cool narrative shit, but we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I'd like to vault up onto that. Oh God.
I just changed it.
I think it
my
was
fuck.
just. Was it both of them that
It
time?
was
or
both of them that
okay.
time.
How?
Don't know.
What the fuck? Weird.
This is some next level stream
Only that
sniping.
one's connected to the
Because
press is here apparently.
I would like to end up on the platform if I can. I think I have plenty with
So,
doubled movement,
a
like
long
dash and Step of the Wind,
A long jump is equal to your strength score.
which is decent because
And does that, you said it triples it?
It doubles it. So that's 15.
Double
That would
your
be
strength
30 feet. I think that's 30 feet. Plus, I have a little bit of movement from dash.
There is one of those grenade balls.
Yeah, I wonder
in
if I can
front
jump
of me.
over it.
That's
That's what I would like to
dope
do.
monk shit.
You want to try to initiate the blast of the creature and use it as a shockwave to propel you forward? Is that what you were saying?
No, I want to vault over it and hope if it goes off that it goes off under me and blast me forward.
Okay, how many hit points do you have?
Some? A number?
Well, you didn't say you had to be conscious.
You right? Do I immediately drop if I
He
fall
just has to
unconscious? Do I,
land
do
on
I
him.
fall
No,
straight
momentum
down?
carries you.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, in that instance, momentum would carry you. Otherwise, when anytime you're in the
Yeah.
air and you
Yeah, yeah.
remain there, you drop immediately 500 feet. But
500 feet?
like you don't. Momentum just doesn't stop just because you go unconscious. Doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
Okay. Then I think that's the plan.
Okay. So you're going and letting Primeval at this moment because you could be blown in any direction, any direction in a particular cone. You know what I mean?
He's gonna jump off of me.
It's gonna be a luck of the die roll is what's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
So
okay.
do I need
Just-
to wait for your turn to do that?
Nope.
How do we do
You
this?
You wanna do it now?
I can't help you in this round.
Okay, then yeah, I'll keep my movement and do the double jump
Right.
and go.
And also if you do end your turn in the smoke, you have to, or
Yeah.
in the poison, you have to.
I would
roll
like to
again.
not do that.
Okay. So how much movement do you have? Use half of it to stand up.
So that's 35 divided by 2 is...
so you just take 15 off, so you
15,
still have
okay.
20 left.
20, and then plus 70.
Plus 70.
Dash step of the wind.
Okay, so you have a lot of.
So that's 90 feet.
You got it. We will. Okay, so we're gonna move you then. 5, 10,
And I have a 30-foot jump at this point.
15,
So I'd like to see if I can jump over the blast radius
and
of
be
that.
at the apex of your jump while you're above it.
He uses my stomach as a springboard.
Okay, you got it. So let me just calculate how far you'd have to go. 5,
then-
10, 15,
so-
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So
40 total would get him to the front of the ledge, right? That's where you were
yes.
counting. So a 10-foot run up.
You could just fully
And it-
jump over
Yeah.
this. This thing is going to you enter its threatened
I'm just saying,
dome.
to long run or to long jump, you have
Yeah.
the 10-foot run up. So he runs to me as his 10
Sure,
feet.
absolutely. Yeah.
Jumps off of me and he gets 30 feet from me.
Yes, he's going to get interrupted right here.
Yes.
In the middle of his jump.
Right.
That's okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right.
That's
so
what you
let's
wanted to
let's
Yeah, let's do that.
let's
It's like that
let's see what happens. Okay.
Breath
Okay.
of
Okay.
the
okay.
Wild
I mean,
speedrunner hack.
a normal jump would land
It
him.
does
At,
sound like a speedrunner hack, doesn't it?
a normal jump would land him at the
Bomb,
beginning of that
Whatever.
top tier
I love
when
it.
you measured it out.
Yes. So here's the deal. You are mid-air when this thing
That's
goes.
where his
Stasis
normal
bomb.
momentum is taking.
Yes, I understand. I understand he has the movement to get where it is he needs to go. I got it.
Physics wise.
Yes. Okay, so what I need you to do is that you are mid-air when this thing goes. You guys understand how difficult it is to dodge something in the middle of the air, right?
Yep.
I'm going to give you an option here. You are a monk.
Yep.
You've trained to do this kind of shit all the time. You can either take the dexterity save at disadvantage, or you can use 2 key points to give yourself mid-air leverage, and make it just be a straight roll for you.
I would like to do that.
Okay. You create your own leverage out of pure key.
He empowers his step of the wind to give.
Yeah,
him,
you do a double jump. Pew! In the air, you make an air platform.
That's not the greatest. 14?
It's exactly what you have to meet.
It was a 20 and it rolled over to an 8.
Okay, so cool. So here's the deal. You're going to have rather than it being a 180-degree angle where you could have been blown, it's now just a 90-degree angle where you could be blown.
Okay.
So anywhere along this cone is where you could end up.
Okay.
Pretty much. Make sense? Cool. Or along this cone.
Sure.
Cool. All right. So we're gonna roll for that in a minute, but first we're gonna roll damage to see if you stay conscious.
Even survive.
I'm
Just-
almost gonna see if this thing remains. It does not remain. So hit
Cool.
Osfer's unconscious body
Just flips through the air.
flips through the air and slaps the guy in the face.
Right? If I collide into him.
That's 3 1s.
Okay.
So you take 1 point of damage from this. You took half damage because you succeeded on the dexterity saving throw.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So you take 1 point of damage from this burst. I want you to roll now. I'm going to give you this because this is going to decide what direction you go. Here you go. If you roll, so you see how this is south, east, and west. If you roll west, anything from west to east, re-roll. It needs to be one of the cardinal directions of north, northeast, or northwest. So re-roll it. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, I should probably do this in my dice tray. Maybe I have a specific thing for rolling dice. Southwest, east,
So either north, northeast, or northwest.
southwest, west,
Gotta have a north in it.
northwest.
Northwest. Okay, so you're going to end up here. We're going to say your momentum carries. So you're going to end up right here.
Okay.
You have, I believe...
Like
I need,
60
I need
feet
you to roll
left.
another dexterity saving throw as you... do you have slow fall?
I do.
Do you need to use a key point to do it?
Nope.
Okay, so you don't need to... You just slow fall
Yep.
and you superhero land. And you land not being prone. Otherwise, if anybody else did this other than the monk, they would absolutely be
Eating shit.
flail
Literally
and,
what
like,
a monk is
rolling,
for.
But you go and you slide into the dirt and just do you see the edges of your
Yeah.
heels? You go on the balls of your feet because the edges of your heels absolutely go over the edge of this, and you just regain your balance right here. You have, I'm gonna say, like 15 feet of movement left. That's gonna leave you like just short of this thing.
I had like
90
90 feet
You had,
total.
I thought you said you had 70
No.
because you had to take
Half
the
of the
15 feet
initial
to
is
stand
standing
up.
up, and
15
then
feet.
You had
yeah.
to take the 15 to stand
Yeah.
up, so 20 plus
Fif-
50 is 70.
105
Well, you didn't
minus
do
15.
105.
I did. Movement,
Oh,
step of the
so
wind.
yeah,
I was
no, you
gonna
can get
hold.
to him then.
I was gonna hold some of that for the fastball special, but
Okay.
we ended up not doing.
You want to just go for it then?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Go ahead. What? Touch him?
Do you want to try touching?
Yes.
Okay, roll wisdom saving throw.
Okay. This is fine. It's sanctuary. I'm assuming monk stuff. It's 21.
That's a success.
I touch him,
You touch him.
like hand on shoulder.
Hand on shoulder.
Yes.
Okay. You touch him.
Okay. Nothing-
You
nothing
feel
happens.
everything is here. This is what happens.
Okay. I was like, it was a riddle. We failed, guys.
Yeah, it was a riddle.
He lied. We don't just have to touch him.
I mean, the other thing is like he could mean touch the
Yeah.
thing that keeps making you frightened of it,
Correct.
which would be
Doing that.
A whole different thing.
unfortunate.
There's a serenity here. As everything else freezes, everyone else freezes, you look, nobody else is breathing, nothing else is taking place. You touch him and like there's this air, this wave of that just kind of undulates around you, and you just feel that serenity. Your mind, your eyes close, your mind eye opens, and you remember the meditations that you were in your temples, and you find yourself in that stone carved out area of how in the Ote temple, up there, laying on the slabs to go to sleep in the open air courtyard of the plaza, behind the gates, near where the sentinels are, and everybody's practicing their forms among the beautifully etched hand carved tiles directly into the stone of the mountain. All you can hear is the soft rhythmic footfalls as each person steps in rhythm with each of their forms that is doing it, and the seldom clang of metal against stone as those that have their long hair braids and the kunai attached to the edge of them have whipped their head around and kick their hair forward at stone carved dummies that jut out from the floor. And all of this is in a certain rhythm, almost meditative. It's step, step, cling, clang. Step, cling, clang, step. Step, step, cling, clang. And it's so meditative that often people will end up closing their eyes and let their body go on autopilot as they practice their forms and listen to the rhythm. You find yourself on the edge of the plaza. Standing right behind you is the circular door that rolls out to open to the endless stair that goes down to Tacona. You find yourself inside the plaza, the door behind you, all of the people practicing their forms between you and the edge of where would be the entrance into the dais of the interior of the temple. That's actually carved into the very fabric, the very stone of the mountain itself. Standing right before the entrance to the interior of the temple is this individual, eyes open, standing, arms crossed, looking at you. It's like looking at somebody across a subway platform, on the other subway platform, because things are moving in between you, and you can catch their image every once in a while, but a lot of people are moving and doing their forms in between you, and so you catch glimpses of them. And every single time you regain the visage and the form of this individual, they are impossibly in a different position. There's no way they could move that fast. Almost as if you're losing time as they are moving back and almost pacing back and forth. But also, their eyes, they're not, it's weird, they're not looking at you, but you feel their gaze, lasered in on you. What do you do?
So I'm just walking through the middle of the plaza, or
You're standing on,
I
this is the
started moving.
plaza,
Okay.
you're on one side of the plaza, and then there's a bunch of people practicing their forms and doing their thing, which is in between you and the other side, and that's where the other person is. And you're both kind of facing each other with all the people practicing between you. They're in front of the entrance to the interior into the mountain, or the interior of the mountain, and you are in front of the door that leads down to the endless stair. Make sense?
Yep. Just curious. Does it look like I remember it? Are the carvings weathered or not weathered?
You mean the state of the temple itself? I would say you can either roll a perception or insight check for me.
Okay. 16. Perception.
16.
Oh, insight is way better. But too late.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. I would say, given this, if any time has passed, it's not something you would be able to tell by the age of the stone.
Yeah.
This looks like, and it feels like a memory of yours, or a vision of yours that this person has just inserted themselves into in order to make you feel comfortable and familiar.
Oh, okay, because I knew he had the robes. I was like, are we in a past? Did he bring me into his past in the temple?
I will say his robes do not look like these other robes. They look like monkish robes just by aesthetically, but they're not of the open hoof.
Okay. Yeah, but he's super old. Things change. Yeah, I'd start walking, not super fast, but walk across the plaza.
Okay. Are you trying to dodge these people doing their forms, or are you just kind of pushing through all of them?
I thought the plaza was big enough that there would be space in the middle that I could walk through.
There is, but there are 60 people doing forms in this. This is where when there's one person doing a bunch of stuff, and there's other people are in
okay.
Line dance.
I was thinking
formation.
there was 2 or 3 different groups of
No,
stuff.
no.
Okay.
There's half the temple is outside right now.
Okay. Then I will walk around.
Okay. You walk around the edge of the plaza, and as you do, how every action has an equal and opposite reaction, this person keeps the same amount of 100-degree distance from you as well, and keeps a straight line between two of you that intersects to the middle of the plaza.
Okay.
So when you reach the halfway point along the northern side of it, they're on the southern side of it now.
Okay.
Because the temple point, the entrance to the temple, the endless stair goes up from west to east, and the entrance is east in there. because it's coming up into the Razor Fang. So like you go to,
Okay.
to you go this way, and now they're on the south side, and you're on the north side.
I'm gonna walk as they're shadowing me to the point where I'm at where they started,
Okay, yeah.
and I'm gonna sit down and just keep looking at them.
Okay, do you sit down in like meditation form? You got it. They respond in kind. They also sit down in meditation. Do you close your eyes?
Yeah, I close my eyes and I call out, Dar'Kor, I cannot force you to speak with me. So, as the river carves stone, I will wait.
The individual nods. You both close your eyes. Allow the rhythm of the plaza to enter your minds, to bring you into a state of automatic breathing, body awareness. And you hear a thought that has been thrown out into either for those that would grab it, like a stone chucked across the river that sparkles in the midday sun. And you feel yourself pick up this stone, and the stone says, "Reach me."
I don't know what to do with that.
For the rest of you, no time has passed. You guys feel like you aren't consciously aware that you are frozen in time, but you all do see him put his hand on his shoulder. Now, what you see at in the next moment, we'll find out when he gets pulled out of this. As all of this passes, all of the time, it now feels like you've been meditating for days, maybe weeks, with this individual. But a fraction of a second has passed in the more corporeal world.
Okay. I guess I stand up. Then try.
You come out of your meditation. Okay, you stand up.
And try to walk through the middle of the plaza.
As you walk through the middle of the plaza, you feel as though you're getting shorter. And you feel like the cold, damp wetness of like a running river. And you look down and you see that the stone is moving like, not necessarily quicksand, but the stone is moving as though it was painted water, painted on top. So it looks like the stone and all the tiles on top, but it feels like you're walking and wading through cold river water. And it keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper as you go until you're not even a quarter of the way there, and you're already waist high. And you keep getting slowed down and the current gets heavier and heavier and heavier. And by the time you get maybe almost halfway there, you're up to your neck. And these people that are doing their forms appear to be just walking on it as though it was stone, but to you, it's a deep river of water. The monkish individual that has joined you in this vision stands still, arms crossed, watching you yet not watching you, has not moved from the position since they stood up.
Okay. I guess I swim through the stone.
You swim through the stone as it becomes heavier and heavier and heavier. And you get pulled down and you realize that it's so thick that you're not able to tread water, and you have difficulty you make it just past the halfway point, and you're having difficulty keeping your head above this liquid, this stone water liquid. You see the other individual sigh and hang their head. Are you going to try to push through?
No. Nope. I go back to where I was and I sit down again.
With great difficulty, you make it back. It feels like you've been swimming for a day. Your muscles ache. Every part of your limbs just scream for rest, warm water, a massage. But you know the training of being able to ignore the pain of athleticism and working out, so you push it to the back of your mind. You focus your ki. You force your body to feel less pain, to use the pain, and you remeditate. The individual sits down with you, closes their eyes, and you're back on the banks of another river, of where you found that stone. On the other bank, you see the individual. However, I will say what you notice is that the level of the water has fallen slightly. And the water is so clear you can see that the middle of the river has gotten deeper. Where it once was that the waters of the river went right up to the edge of the stone, to the edge of the banks, there's now maybe 6 inches of where the bank falls down like a cliff before the water is there. Almost like who knows how long you've been away from this mind space, like the river is carving it like the Grand Canyon.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure. What are you trying to infer?
It seems like when he says reach me, is stop meaning physically. Just kind of along those lines.
Sure. Absolutely.
$18.
18. You're starting to grasp the concept that perhaps touching him, although this may be a metaphysical space, touching him is not necessarily the lines. Actually, I'll say it better this way. You don't think that a particular course of action was intended at all, meaning that it was purposely put ambiguously. Meaning, however you decide to reach him would be acceptable.
Okay. I sit down and meditate, and I picture myself as I am sitting in the temple, and next to me is Dar'Kor sitting exactly as he's sitting, but not across the temple, right there.
You calm your mind, you breathe, you center yourself, and you feel the waters of the river run faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And you feel like time-lapse photography as days are passing like seconds, and then weeks are passing like moments, and years passing like mere minutes. As the landscape around you changes and forms, as your eyes stay closed in this dream of a dream of a dream of a dream, before you awake, not in this spot, but on the before the endless stare.
Mm-hmm.
Staring down at the steps that wind down until they hit the fog of the atmospheric point, in which the clouds then obscure any further vision. And you hear the slow, steady breathing of someone next to you.
So we're sitting facing down the endless stair?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I look out at the clouds and I say, my family's down there. My whole life.
All our families are down there. Your family is my family. We are all one. Our family is here as well. I am you, and you are me. I am glad to see that that has not been lost in the eons. How long has it been?
Since when?
Since before the sky fell. Since before all but we walked the lands.
I say to him in primordial, more time than I can ever imagine.
This seems to give him some sort of comfort as his face softens and the cracks become more relaxed from the stern look that he was before. You feel what had been creeping in on your vision of this green light from seeping in from the domain that you barely noticed before fades into something softer. He puts his hand out, his palm out in front of him, then turns it to the side and offers it to you.
I take a deep breath and I grab his hand.
Well done. Your body is but a tool. Your mind, yet another. Your soul, merely a vessel to communicate with all things. The last question you must ask yourself is, who are you? And when you realize that that question means, who are we? Come back to me. He stands up, grabs you firm, and he leaps down the endless stair. As he drifts, very Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, into the mists. The moment fades.
As the moment fades, I take one last look at the clouds down to where the farm is.
You got it. You take one last look. It's
I know it's a dream, but
it's so you should not be able to see it from where you are, but somehow you see just the very small guesstimations of where small rooftops and small specks of people of dust may be moving around, and then you are shunted back to reality. The rest of you are still in pitched combat with all the things around you. The wolf seems to still be snarling and just screeching and really wanting to rip your throat out, Pip. The arrows still harry you, Len, and from around you, Maeve. The smoke cloud still is there. That is until the eyes open from this individual that you had your hand on. They put their hand on their knee. They don't look to you. They stand and they clap their hands together and they say, "Enough!" And everything fades away. The wolf is gone. The ethereal creatures are gone. The smoke is gone. The light that was giving this has now turned to a purple, which then quickly dissolves into a much more daylight scenario. The signs of battle in the area wash away, like as if a power washer just massively, like the spray was the size of the entire chasm, just shunted across the area.
Are the
Oh yeah,
familiars still there?
the little blue things.
They've all blown up.
Yeah.
No, I meant there's things that were shooting at us. There's
Oh yeah, no,
wizard-
they're gone.
Okay.
Yeah, the map's not even on there anymore.
Oh, okay.
You don't see anything. Is anybody unconscious, bleeding out? No.
I'm poisoned.
You're poisoned. You can. You will eventually heal from that poison because it only lasts for a minute.
Oh.
So yeah.
Just makes you feel nauseous for
Yeah.
a couple seconds.
Yeah. The poison doesn't cause you damage. It just affects you statistically.
It's like a really unpleasant plaid.
Yeah, it's like being seasick for like a minute, which is like what you use. Like you can't when you aim down your bow, you're like, oh, I can't really focus because my equilibrium is off. The rest of you pull yourselves together, stand up. It's as if you were all in very, very pitched battle, and then it just faded away like a burst of wind, just flew it all away. And so it's a bit stunning and it's a bit jarring that everything's just gone in the moment. And you hear that booming voice that feels like it's coming from omnidirectional, from all directions in this entire domain, that just says enough, and this clap.
Pip, are you okay?
What?
I mean, like, you went from monster, like,
Oh yeah, it didn't hit me.
flying at you. Okay.
I'm totally fine.
Eventually, once you pick yourselves up, you look and you can see that the being that you believe is Dar'Kor in this this like faded I want to say this faded like black and brown slate cracked skin. It feels not stretched but just shorn across his bones. It's not that they look sinewy. I mean, he looks in good shape for an older gentleman, but it looks like not just time, but trials of the soul and the mind have taken their toll on what he has been able to portray as his outward appearance. It's hard to not feel this sense of even you, Maeve, with how old you are and how old you could possibly be, feel dwarfed in comparison to the wisdom that this creature must obtain. You just by looking at them, you just feel this craterous dominion over what they could possibly understand about the world. It almost feels in this moment, you do your best not to feel like an infant.
Hey, I'm not old. I'm only a few hundred.
And even like in that, you feel like an infant just in the presence of this individual. You see as this person finally stands up and pulls their foot forward as some of the roots and the moss snap and detach that were growing on this person meditating from the bottom of the tree. You have earned my ear. You have earned my welcome. And if you will have it, you have earned my blood. Sit with me now and speak, for time here is not infinite, and the grains of sand do not wait for any. And that's where we're going to take our break. Last we left off, Osfer had touched and reached the individual who is supposed to be Dar'Kor in more than just the physical, but also like a mental and a soul and emotional level, as he had visions and spiritual visions with it. And Dar'Kor recognized him as another entity, another part that existed in the ether and this merry-go-round of an existence that we all refer to as life. He then awoke, clapped his hand, said, "Enough!" And his dominion, his pocket dimension, cleansed itself. As the trial has ended, the rest of you picked yourself up, and he said, "If you have earned my ear, you have earned my blood, and you have earned what little time and what few grains of sand I can give you."
As soon as I could, I would have walked up and kneeled down in front of him.
You got it. He does move over to where there are a few stumps of trees, so everybody can get a seat if they'd like. You feel everybody kind of take a collective inhale and exhale for a moment, and just kind of reeling from what just happened. Some of you are still injured. The wounds have not healed themselves. There's a moment of silence as he hangs his head and his eyes are closed, and he's just breathing back and forth until finally he opens his eyes as he sits down, as he's still sitting, and just looks up expectantly.
What's the astral projection wolf doing?
It's gone.
Okay.
I turn to Pip and I'm just like, this seems like a lycanthrope thing, right? Should we just... How involved should... You didn't have any questions for him, did you? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
We sought you out for two purposes. One, we would like to understand what was done to us. And two, your guidance on how we can cleanse the forest.
What was done to you
We were bitten.
was abhorrent.
I, at least, have felt the strength given by such a gift. But nothing comes without a price, and the price was not explained to me.
The price is an offering for those that would receive such a gift, and you never made this offering. It is the worst taboo that our kind can commit. To impose what some would call a curse, and others a gift, and others a sentence upon another who has not gone through the process of preparation and who's not fully understand what it is that they stand to lose and what they stand to gain. This is unacceptable. Those who have done so will be punished to the highest degree.
I pull out the direwolf fang dagger. And I say, we took this from that who bit us. I drop it at his feet.
They stare at it for a moment, and they furrow their brow. Does the creature still live?
We took our vengeance then and there.
What is born must be claimed. What is claimed must be born. What is done cannot be undone. But what is loved can be forgiven. It is my burden to forgive. It is my burden to punish. It is not yours. So twice now, you have been mistreated by my kind and taken oaths that you did not take. So, we do not view the world as transactional, but I will do my best to balance the universe in the best way I can. What do you wish to know of your current condition?
Can those such as us live like this? We did not pay the price. Will the price come back to collect?
There is much that you will need to learn, much of which is done before the gift, but much more is done as a wolf in the wild does learn.
Would it be better to cleanse ourselves, to undo?
It is not my place to make judgment on which you would desire for your own self. That burden rests alone with you.
You spoke of sacrifice. What must one sacrifice to maintain this
You are
state?
not what you were before, and you will never be again. You may be gifted with some longevity, sometimes not, but you will also feel compulsions, urges, swaying your mind to think, to act certain ways during certain phases of the lunar calendar.
Will we lose control?
I cannot say. That is entirely rests upon your willpower.
Do the urges you speak of grow stronger the longer they are denied?
Like most things, that proves to be true. But, as I'm sure you well know, an urge is not truly denied when it is given an alternate course. Much like I'm sure your training has taught you. Although we hunger, our bodies need not feed if we can find it in ourselves to find a different source.
Have you lost control?
It takes every ounce of my power not to tear you all asunder in this moment.
Yeah, I'm out. Yep. Nope.
If-
Don't want to be a werewolf.
If we
But-
continue to grow, will we follow in those footsteps?
No. I am suffering from something not of this world.
Different.
The long death has reached my very being. It roots deep in my soul, and it takes all of my training to partition it safely away. Every moment I spend out of meditation is that exponentially much less that I can regain this form. But you have earned my ear.
You offered your blood so that we might cleanse ourselves. We will accept.
If you imbibe my blood on the night of a full moon, and invoke the right, you may return to your former self. But you are not the only person in you now. You have a beast inside of you. One that was always there, but now has given a cause, a purpose. It has been given consciousness. And with that consciousness comes the power that the gift gives. With that consciousness comes the sacrifice of sharing your existence. You must come to peace with this beast for the right to be successful. That I cannot help you with.
That's fair. To our second purpose. We wish to cleanse this darkness infecting the forests, seemingly throughout the whole region. We found one of the sources early in our journey.
Oh.
You may know more about what we saw there.
Yeah.
A great ritual, sacrifice of hundreds.
Thousands. We found a room deep underground. Thousands of long, long dead elven bones. A glyph inscribed on the floor, and it had been cracked.
You speak of crimson rites,
If you say so.
forbidden arts.
We pushed the creature back, fixed the spell, but it seems that that was not the only source.
What was the nature of these creatures?
Like an ichor. Like,
Tar brought to life.
yeah, animate tar. Just absolutely gross.
Living corruption.
It infects the creature that it comes into contact with. The guardians seem to have been slowly.
Such forms have not been witnessed for.
You don't by any chance have any in that bag of yours?
I do not.
I still have an acorn file full of vigor.
There you go.
You do?
Yeah.
Such creatures have not been witnessed for since before my time.
Millennia? We were guessing
Eons.
by the age of the bones.
These creatures, if they are what you say they are before many time, before a conscious mind stepped foot on this land.
I take out the acorn and just take the cap off real slowly. I think what happened was I poured it out, but like I feel like it would still have tar residue.
Okay.
Just
You
chilling.
begin to open up the acorn, and whatever the residue is left begins to try to like pull itself up into the air, and like move like magnesis through the air, kind of darting towards Dar'Kor. He looks frightened as he takes a step back as this thing is like moving fast towards the air. He's going to shoot. He's gonna run.
Can we swap the ichor away?
I was gonna say Kasiksi.
Can you
will
try? You want Kasiksi to eat it?
Reach out and eat it.
Okay. Roll something. Roll a dexterity check.
Attack.
Yeah,
Essentially
sure.
for him, just
Yeah,
trying to
I
bite
suppose since it is a bite attack. Yeah.
it. 24.
Ooh. Kasiksi eats it. You see Kasiksi drop to the ground and start convulsing as you see some of the ichor start to seep out of his like kind of ethereal, like scaly form, and then like leak out as though he's sweating and then get sucked back in before you see him like breathe heavy on the ground before you hear snapping and cracking and popping as he gets about a foot longer and his eyes go from that piercing amber yellow to have a circle around the irises of like that like purple ultraviolet.
Can I banish him?
You can if you'd like. First, I want you to do one more thing. I want you to roll. What is his hit die? I believe it should say it in his stat block.
Yeah. D4.
Can you please roll a d4 for me?
4.
His maximum hit points have permanently increased by 4.
Cool.
Level up for Kasiksi.
Kasiksi, you all right? I thought you had eaten that stuff before.
Wonderful, better than ever. That's an acquired taste, to be sure.
I don't think you should be acquiring.
Oh, I beg to differ. Quite the contrary.
I liked you better when you were a scarf.
Then knit me one.
You know, maybe I will.
Wonderful.
So you absorbed it. Are you still
devoured it.
Are you still you?
What does that question even mean?
Still seems like it's me to me.
Fair enough.
Can I make like an Arcana check or some sort
Sure.
of thing? Like, what kind of check should I make?
I would say, okay. I would give you a couple options here.
Okay.
You could either do nature, insight, or arcana. Each one is going to give you a different facet of what this is.
Okay, Arcana. That is not great. That's a 15.
15.
Can I make an insight check?
Or Arcana.
Arcana. Sure, give me one more. You can, but
Okay.
yeah, but you can roll, and I'll get back to you. I'm gonna say that you witnessed this, and you have seen sometimes creatures in the wild that you have seen, especially magical beasts or others that kind of like come from some sort of magical lineage, have certain abilities that allow them to imbibe or consume creatures or whatever type of material that would sustain them. And some require certain types of materials. For example, like some worms require certain types of gemstones that allow them to possibly change some of their form into said gemstone in order to harden their hide. Granted, this takes a long time as the chemicals and the actual minerals of it get incorporated through their metabolism and then get produced in their epidermis. This feels kind of like that, but exponentially accelerated version of it.
Way more violent.
And more violent. Almost like, I don't want to give you too much, but almost like if a creature who, I think there's actually a specific, like there are some cultures that believe when you consume or devour the essence of something, you gain sometimes its powers. This feels like the literal translation of this, almost as if it consumed something and then you've like used its DNA to immediately evolve, to mutate and become something stronger, to gain a portion of whatever its beneficial mutation had in it.
Okay.
But it felt, that's like the way your brain is interpreting it, but you understand that that's not exactly what happened. You got your insight check?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Wait, has Pip encountered this stuff yet?
To you,
We've talked about it.
Oh, okay.
it feels like
It's insight.
do you ever
right?
read Shel Silverstein's The Missing Piece? It feels like Kasiksi gained a piece of something that was already a part of him and absorbed it into himself to become something greater than the sum of its parts.
Okay. He seems more himself than he was before.
Yeah.
Can I roll an insight check on whether Kasiksi knows, like, would know, like, kind of had, like, can I roll an insight check on whether or not Kasiksi is, like, kind of in on it and wants to eat that stuff, or is, like,
Aware that it, like the consumption of it benefits him?
yeah.
Sure.
God damn. 14.
Hard to tell. The only thing that you really have to gauge that kind of metric is that Kasiksi didn't do it on its own. Bast commanded him to eat it. And you also know that with experience that Kasiksi has its own will. He doesn't have to listen to him. So, could be that it didn't know. Could be that it was faking not knowing. You're not sure.
So, how likely does it seem that he's going to turn on us?
Who, Kasiksi?
Yes. We've encountered this stuff before, and it's rough.
Are you all right?
I'm fine.
No, Dar'Kor.
Oh, you see Dar'Kor is panting heavily. They got maybe like 4 steps back as they backpedaled and tried to turn to run before they realized what was happening. They ended up on 3 limbs. Their composure was broken from this fear, and you can see coming out of their ears and dripping out of their eyes is some of this ichor. And they have to close their eyes and calm their breathing again before they can stop the flow of this as they like rebuild the walls and the partition within themselves to keep this thing from taking over.
And we're gonna drink his blood.
I have done my best to keep what my physical form as clean as possible. But nothing is without risk. This is the price I pay. This is the sacrifice I made to save others. When I stole the long death from them, it was because they no longer served to be its guardians.
Why though? Why were they not good as the guardians?
Not unlike the ichor that you see rooting in me, corruption has deeply rooted within the cups.
Oh.
I feel, and I have feared, and I believe
It's
that being guardians of this thing for so long has caused it to deeply root its tendrils within their minds, and is manipulating them without them realizing it.
The influence, instead of being quick, has been a slow route.
Okay,
Indeed.
didn't they say the same thing about you though? Didn't they say the same thing about him?
They told us they sent him after it. Someone had stolen it, and he was sent to retrieve it. I believe is the story they told us.
A likely veil of misdirection in order to dispouse suspicion from them. But I don't expect you to believe what I have to say as much as I expect you to believe what they have to say. I do not envy your position. However,
How do we
this thing
defeat this?
thrives on such conflict, such strife. Where there once was peace, such tumultuous dissonance.
So we all just need to get along.
With an invading
Right.
force of the Fae, that's gonna be a tough order to fulfill.
So it's you. They seem nice enough.
I have felt the veil thin, and I haven't felt the massive increase of manipulative energies within myself. Yes, if there are others like me, and if there is more of this spread throughout this region, this world, another war would only empower it. Where is it now?
From Balmoral all the way here. Spread through.
The Long Death.
Oh, the Long Death is with the cops. They placed
you
it.
hear him like as like the side of his face gets like hairy really quick, and his corner of his mouth goes all the way back to his ear for a moment as he just partially transforms and then regains his composure.
The Wheel Weaver replaced it. She told us replaced it to where it was hidden before.
She put it in a tree.
Yes.
Seems safe.
She said it would never be in the same place for long, and it would move.
That could possibly be a very big problem. If the wood itself became corrupted, the consciousness of Gaia would not be able to rectify itself.
It seems all of the Guardians have been infected.
The Guardians,
Does that match up?
the Guardians are infants compared to the
Okay.
wood.
So that's different.
They have been here since those of your ancestry fled the Great War and found refuge.
I didn't
Within
know
the
if
cradle.
it was they are the forest is them. One is infected.
The
all
forest is
infected.
all and everyone within it. Everyone is connected. Everything is connected.
Hasn't it also reached the ocean?
It has. That's why I'm here, this far inland.
So it's in the seas and the water. And we don't know how far it's spread, but it's spread as far as we've been.
Tishia is unhappy that your problems are becoming his problems.
You speak of the Lord of Waves as though you are familiar.
I am his hand, his dagger, if it were.
An odd thing to associate with a being of water. Perhaps things have changed.
Even in the sea, things have teeth.
Nevertheless, there is not much that I or we can do to stem this tide, but we might not be able to, you might not be able to cure the disease, but we can certainly treat the symptoms. And we can prevent and do our best to slow metastasization.
Tell us how. That's why we're here.
That is more, I believe, your purview, then.
Oh, what is?
As he stares at you, Maeve, and you, Len.
You have a direct relationship to these creatures. You are descended from these creatures. You are the closest in familial relationships.
Isn't he as well? Why do you single out me and Len?
If you were their grandchildren, they would be several generations further.
I see.
I think I'm long gone.
Your species
The cold ones.
is rather new compared to when yours. During the Great War, your kind did not exist yet. And your blood, as I can smell, has been around since before the first pierced the veil. And you, I'm not quite sure. You smell familiar, yet bitter. Tainted.
Bitter.
Tainted.
Like putting too much acid in a dish
What?
and not enough salt.
Salt's always good.
Wait, are you threatening to eat him?
No,
Okay, just checking.
not enough meat on the bones.
What can she do?
I apologize. It's been a long time since I made a joke.
I'm confused.
They don't get my jokes either, so it's fine.
Oh, it's fine. It was a very funny joke.
You said she can do something.
Yes.
Your blood should allow you to pierce the veil.
My blood.
Both of yours.
Interesting.
For most, the mists are one way. For those that have been so far removed from their origin, but you somehow, over who knows how many generations and how many years, have retained a somewhat purity of blood. I do not know how. It doesn't
Well,
make
you
sense.
see.
Inbreeding.
Oh. It's all about who you marry and who you know. I'm not going into details.
I can
But-
infer what you mean.
Yes. We live for a very long time. Things get awkward really fast.
And archaic practices never seem to go out of style. Longevity is not everything it's cracked up to be. You lack sometimes perspective of what life really means. Death is important to give life meaning. Nevertheless, should you wish to, you may be able to return to where your ancestors came from.
Can I now? But it takes mine and Len's. Question.
I think we'd have more luck with
We-
yours.
Yeah, I was going to say, Len's
We've seen the past.
The more beings with the more-
Len's may not be as pure as it should be.
If I could smell it.
Fair enough.
I would say you have a decent chance if you work together. Although that would bring you to a point where you would be face to face with hordes of Fae looking to invade.
Well, they're already looking to invade. In fact, they are actively invading.
The last thing they would expect would be an invasion force, then. When you remove a weed, you don't cut its buds off. You pull it out from the root.
Oh, I don't pull the weeds. Someone else does that.
Are you saying this Ica is connected?
No, I'm saying if you wish to try to attempt to halt this war to make the Ica strong, to prevent the Ica from getting stronger, you may have better luck in through the mist rather than here.
At the heart of the issue.
Indeed. That is, if you deign to risk life and limb beyond the mists. I will say that not all Fae seek to do what it is that is being done here. The courts are a complicated matter that I never did too much reading into.
I've come this far. I'm not
Yeah.
turning back now.
I agree.
Not all creatures are one thing. Many, all existences have all spectrums. There is good and evil in us all.
Well, yes, we encountered one. What was the little guy with the weird eye?
Cavendish.
Yes.
Weird is putting it mildly, but yes.
He seemed nice enough.
But that is your advice? We traveled to
That is a possibility.
the court?
If that's what you wish to stop, I would start by stopping the immediate war. Unless you want something to keep feeding this thing that you try to fight directly, and every wound that you give it, it heals twofold.
I definitely don't want that.
I know it's not your responsibility, nor is it mine, and I do not have the capability to do so. I must remain here.
You fight it just as we do.
Should I fall to it, it gains me as a vessel. And I'm sure you have seen,
That would not be good.
by removing myself from the equation, I do us all a great service. Were it capable of me ending my existence in this realm, I would. But as the first among my kind, it is one of the things I am forbidden to do.
So, just making sure I follow. Are you saying that you cannot die, or that you cannot be the one to do it?
I cannot die by my own hand. I have died many times.
That sounds very painful. I don't intend to die.
I do not wish it upon any other. But just as the sun must rise as the moon sets, and the night must come after the day, there must always be a hunter, and there must always be a prey. And so I fill an office. For I do not wish that office upon any other. I choose to come back, lest it choose someone else.
Someday, somebody else will choose it for you, though.
I can only wish that they are stronger than I and have greater wisdom.
That's how the cycle works, yes?
They would be the third. Since the first mind, self-conscious mind, stepped foot in this land.
So, to the Fey Realm?
Yes, but first, don't we need some of his blood for you two?
Yeah. He said he would give it.
I still happen to have 2 of those vials, if you would like to use them. Because I would not feel comfortable putting the blood in that one.
Yeah. Yeah, the acorn files, just for show now.
I
have my acorn that I can hand to him.
I'll give you one of
He
mine.
transforms one of its canines and bites into his thumb before he fills whatever vessel you give him with about an ounce of his blood each.
Okay.
It is not this is not deep crimson like most blood. It has some incandescence to it. Although there's crimson, there's another color in there that is a bit of a gray and black, murky incandescence. Not ichor, not oily, not mixture like others, but it seems to move in an unpredictable, fluid way throughout the blood itself, like it's alive. It keeps the blood churning and moving and spinning and swirling within the vial perpetually.
And you spoke of a ritual.
Yes. Invoke the rite of the moon when one is full.
During the full moon, invoke the rite, consume the blood.
Come at peace with your beast.
First, before this happens.
Be prepared to do so during.
Ah.
Do whatever preparations you need to, but once you imbibe my essence, you will be not conscious. You will find yourself within yourself. Some find that subduing the beast to be of their chosen technique, while others prefer to find common ground and peace. The beast is a reflection of your inner self, of your instinctual self, your pure, rabid, primal self. It is you. You are it. So only you know how to come to terms with it. Not all are successful. And you risk the possibility of a scenario in which what comes back from the trance is only the beast. But this is all I can offer.
It's more than we had when we came.
I pick up the direwolf fang dagger from the ground, put it back in my sheath.
Before you do, please, may I? I see you carry silver weaponry among you.
Gold as well.
Do you intend to hunt my kind?
Cold iron.
I pulled out the gold Eladrin dagger.
They were given to us for defense.
By the cups, no doubt.
The wheel weaver, yes.
In her defense, didn't we ask for that?
We did.
I mean, we'd only been...
Because we've encountered
Yes.
your kind.
I do not mean to cast blame. I only
No.
mean to ask
Yes.
if you intend to hunt
No.
my kin.
No. But we do wish to be prepared against those who would wish us harm.
I would not prevent you from defending yourself from those who are not themselves. I'm sure that if they could speak with you, they would ask you to give them mercy. You stand before impossible odds, and I want to give you as much as I can. I have never asked of anything from anyone, except understanding, patience, and respect. But I will ask this one thing of you. Should you encounter more of my brothers, my sisters, my fellow kin, reach them before you breach them, if you can. I fear that the future holds a far lesser amount of us than even our greatest fears. There are many wars about to happen. We can feel it in the dirt and the roots beneath our toes. And those that choose peace, as it always has been for so many eons, will be the first that are hunted down so their voices may be drowned in the crowds of war cries. When you breach us with silver, we lose ourselves, and the beast often takes over. We go into full self-preservation. Although it is effective, it is often a last resort.
Is silver the only... I don't want to say metal, but like...
There is another, not metal, herb. It is far more humane. Wolfsbane. If you can dig that into a poultice or powder, it has a way of being a anesthesic. Puts us to sleep, calms us down. The stronger they are, though, the harder it is for them to be affected.
The only thing I'm thinking is, I know silvered weapons do, like, the non-mundane damage. And they can't, like, they have to be hit by magical weapons and or silver to do damage. And at some point, shortly, my fists now count as magical. I don't want to trigger werewolves with my fists.
Silver is the only thing that causes.
Okay.
If you're wondering what gets us into a blood frenzy, it's silver and, well, the hunt.
Okay, cool.
Wolfsbane turns us more docile if you could administer it correctly.
What's the correct way?
Through the respiratory system or the epidermis.
Wolfsbane smoke bombs.
Yes.
It's happening. It's totally gonna happen.
As a salve, a balm, or a powder.
Can it be ingested?
It could be consumed as well. It will take time to enter the digestive system and then through the circulatory system, but it's just as effective. If you bake it into a stew or grind it into an herb that is sprinkled on top of food.
And then, do you know what this plant looks like?
Yes.
And he draws it out for you. It's like a long stem with purple blossoms along the side. Kind of curls up a little bit.
It actually mostly glows within our own dens, as we use it to help those newly changed to not always be in a blood frenzy.
So Kurgal should have some.
But this, we do not believe in wasting anything. Every part of what we hunt is used, and I feel great shame for what I have left around my glade. But the beast must be fed, and time is precious. And even the wood understands. But I can do this.
Transforms his hand into this long finger with this large razor-sharp claw. He starts carving runes into the fang. And as he does, they shimmer with like ember as though he's burning his claw into them. And they flash once they're done, and they deepen about like another 2 millimeters in. And when he's done, it just kind of shimmers, like it shines like a gloss across it. And you hear like the crackling of a fire. If you hold this, if you bear this with intent, you can channel the energies of the burning pack. They used to roam the lands of the Rubicon. They used to roam with me. And they will grant you the powers of primeval fire upon those who you would smite.
Thank you.
Use it to wound those who would harm you, that could not be harmed otherwise. But should you use it to kill in spite, should you use it to kill without purpose or intent to save others, or a hunt in which things are wasted, resources are left to rot, it will lose its magic.
Fair enough.
It is not an instrument of murder. It is an instrument of justice and survival.
Is there any particular way? Just point it at them?
All you must do is bear it on your person. And every strike you give to your foes will be empowered by it. It does not require you to be aware of its presence, merely held, bared on your person. Even in the heat of battle, should you share it, it would not prevent its effectiveness. I can do one last thing before I must continue. My sleep-like trance. I can give you the bounty of what I have hunted. He reaches into like a rucksack that he has on his side, and he pulls out a still blood-dripping boar's head. That appears to be, even no matter how much it drips, it just keeps dripping, like it's a never-ending source of blood. It just drips, drip, 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 drip. And he turns it into, and it looks hollow, like the boar's head itself is hollow to hold. And how often perceived as a boar head can hold liquid or something. Its bristles along its face sparkle as though they were like made of jewels or diamonds. It has some sort of shimmer and luster to it. He goes over to the nearby tree, digs his clawed hand into it, and pulls out one of the knot holes as sap begins to drip from the knot hole and into the boar's head. And as he fills it up, he then takes one of the trunks of one of the fallen trees nearby, and with one hand just readjusts it, and with just a few swipes flattens the top of it, and takes the boar's head and mumbles something to himself, and then begins to pour the sap along the length of the now flat top trunk. And sprouting now from the sap are cooked full porks, full pigs with apples in their mouths, glazed honeyed ham with pineapple on top, an assortment of wild meats cooked perfectly, wines, cheeses, meads, blood wines, blood puddings, soups, hors d'oeuvres, eggs, deviled, scrambled, beaten, over easy. A bounty of protein, cuisine, fermented fruits, gourds, squash.
Pippa's like shaking in their seat. I'm like, can I get some spaghetti squash? Please.
Oh, there's every squash you could imagine.
No, I see the spaghetti squash.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like wanting to go get it.
So we
And
are to not let any of this go to waste. And there's a lot of food.
Feast.
I'm trying to watch my figure.
And he begins to dig in as well. No
Like-
utensils, no sitting down, takes his hands, grabs something, and begins to eat.
Like Rizzo
Pip's
the rat
going for it.
Yeah.
into a turkey. Oscar dives into the.
You got it. You guys spend the next hour consuming this bounty of amazing food. Granted, while this is made magically for him, he takes like a couple bites and then he goes back and keeps
Oh, I'm
to
just judging the wine now.
the wine is far more earthy than what it is that you're used to. It is made from more fermented fruits. There are grapes, but it's made from more like fermented fruits that are found here. Rather than it being through, it tastes a little like feet. It's not so processed as what you're used to.
It's just been a while since Maeve has had an opportunity to
Yeah.
enjoy the finer things.
Exactly. So it's not so processes that you're used to, but yeah, anything that you guys would like there is there. There's and as soon as you think you look at your table and like, oh man, there's no like strawberries, and then you take a bite of something and you look up, there's a bowl of strawberries. It's very Peter Pan Rufio imagination banquet.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
In sort of
Can you ask me something or Dar'Kor something?
you,
Okay.
in our mythos, like our society's
Sure.
mythology, is there anything about not accepting the food of certain types of
I understand what you're asking.
creatures?
So
should I be weary
I understand what
of
you're
this
saying.
feast?
You actually, why don't you go ahead and actually either roll a history or an arcana check for me
Okay.
as you start thinking about that.
Doesn't matter. Nope.
Nope.
4.
It looks fucking great. A bunch of these meats you've never tried before. Although, as you start to think about it and you see, oh, there's a bunch of land protein, and you grab something that looks familiar.
This just seems a little too good.
Sure, yeah, it seems a little bit. You see that there's a couple like sushi rolls here that are wrapped up in seaweeds, and then you look up and there's this massive, perfectly prepared like ahi tuna. That is like sliced to perfection with the amazing amount of herbs and spices that you half of you are familiar with, the other half you've never smelled before, and it just makes your mouth drip salt water. And it sits within a dish that is just deep enough to have about a centimeter of brackish water marinating it. There's so much food here. There's eel, sea cucumber, anything you could want.
I don't know. I mean, like, if he wanted to kill us, he very well could have. And if he wanted to curse us, we're already cursed.
Yep.
So
I was just making sure. Just making sure.
You guys feast?
Pip's
Yes.
sitting.
What about you, Len? There is a massive amount of blood pudding.
Maybe.
And quite a few of the meats are actually still sitting in the blood that they have been marinated in and cooked in.
He'll get like plates of it.
Sure.
But he won't like eat the meat. He'll just kind of like tip the plate up
Yeah.
and drink it. And when it's all gone,
Drink
like,
the gravy.
take a knife and go like.
It's like pouring
push
yourself
down
cereal
the-
and just drinking the milk.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got it. Perfect. So here's the thing. This is magical. This is magical blood. This is magical food. All this is magic. So this blood satiates you. You're good. You fed. You don't have to drink for like another week.
Okay.
You do guys all gain the effects of a hero's feast, which means for the next 48 hours, you get. Oh, I get to roll stuff for you. How many what's is it? It's like 2d8s or something like that.
Let me check.
I thought you were.
Because I've got a thing.
I don't want to look it up right now.
No.
2d8s, isn't it?
Also, peace offering. Maeve offers the most luxurious of foods. It is a plain cheese sandwich, to which she is absolutely enamored.
The most succulent glazed pineapple.
No,
ham. But
no, it's just a cheese
that's
sandwich.
the worst piece
2d10.
of fucking.
It is just a
Oh.
cheese sandwich.
Okay, I mean like
It is like not even like a grilled cheese. It is just a cheese sandwich.
cool.
That
But
is-
the cheese is still amazing, and so is the bread because there's no bad food
Would you
on
like
this table.
this? Would you like to try this?
Do you like it?
Yeah.
It's 2d10.
2d10.
It's a regional specialty.
We are also cured of any disease,
Far,
poison,
far away.
and
They
we
call it a
cannot
sandwich.
we cannot become poisoned or frightened for the next
Right.
24 hours.
Plus advantage on wisdom saves.
Bread and cheese and more cheese.
You guys
like you're
all
mocking
have 12
No.
temporary hit points for the next 24 hours. You cannot be poisoned.
Okay.
You have advantage on wisdom saving throws. You're cured of any disease. You cannot be diseased, and a bunch of other things that you can look up. You have
Okay.
some from the hero's feast, and once you guys finish your hero's feast, you see that the roots have now begun to grow back onto the Dar'Kor's knees as he continues to sit and meditate at the bottom of the tree. You also have an innate feel just from being here and being full that you could leave at any moment that you would like, or you could stay as long as you like as well.
Hero's Feast with how many bonus hit points?
12.
And are we healed?
It's temporary hit points.
Yes.
You get healed for that same amount as well.
You get
Okay.
healed for that same amount as well. For 24 hours, you have all of the effects. Immune to poison, with advantage on wisdom saving throws. Can't get diseased. You have the temporary hit points and a couple other things that I'm missing. But
It was
Fabulous.
nighttime ish.
yeah, it's probably
we
time to go to
waited-
sleep. But you guys have 24 hours with this stuff,
Right.
so you'll wake up and you'll still have it.
But so until tomorrow.
Do you guys want to sleep
evening-ish.
here in this like safe pocket dimension?
If he's okay with that, I'm
Yes. Near the rift away from him.
You guys have all given an invitation, so you can leave and come back and
Yes.
come in whenever you want. It's irrevocable. You can't be taken away.
I would not want to disturb him, so I would
He's.
go.
I mean,
I know, but like I would go as close to the rift as possible.
sure.
and
Yeah, you guys can find a nice, comfy place to bed down. You guys want to bed down?
Yeah.
I do.
I think
Yes.
before I bed down, I think I'm probably gonna talk to me. Why don't you like me?
I don't dislike you. I'm just confused how someone so young can actually control magics.
I don't know. I just do it. Doesn't mean you have to be mean to me.
I don't mean to be mean.
Well, you are.
You're just a child, and I don't know how to deal with that.
I mean, yeah, but you kind of have to right now because we're in the same group.
Yes, and I've been trying to make amends.
Yeah.
Have the sandwich. It's good. They're literally my favorite.
Your favorite sandwich is a cheese sandwich?
It is the most luxurious food from parts unknown.
Wait, aren't you from like rich people places? I've had a cheese
Yes.
sandwich.
And rich people food is awful.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Sometimes expensive things are worse.
Yes.
Dixie, go to bed.
They
don't
eat
sleep.
they eat the garbage parts of food.
Really?
Yes. Little bottom dwelling sea critters
Have you
and
heard of
fish
caviar?
eggs. Ugh.
I
I
like
do like
make
cheese.
caviar.
Unspeakable
They
parts
eat
of
my,
animals.
Like basically like unfertilized eggs. It's disgusting.
That boar's head. That would be right front and center. That would have been the entire meal.
Ew.
Yeah.
So you don't just eat the good stuff?
I mean,
I feel
I
like you
am
would
eating the
just-
good stuff. I'm offering it to you.
No. I'm like eating your sandwich right now. No, but I'm talking like rich people don't just eat the good stuff. That seems like what rich people do.
Rich people do a lot of things. Well, it's not so much. We weren't so much rich as we were.
Pompous.
Strangely enough, yes.
Nailed it.
Upper class. We were very.
Hoity-toity.
Yes.
Nailed it again.
What's the difference between rich and upper class?
Well, you see, one, you don't necessarily have wealth. You simply have recognition and clout.
Oh.
And the other, you just make other people feel bad for not having what you have.
What?
It's also very lonely.
Oh. It's lonely?
Yes. I was around my family and nearly no one else. Well, no, I'm not going to get into that, but part of why I left. Family drama.
Yeah.
Never really had friends, though.
Me neither.
Shocker.
I mean, I had my wizard friend.
Wizard friend?
Yeah, but she was way older than me.
So what? She was like 12?
No, she was like 80.
Oh. Oh. So she was.
And then my mom died. And then we just lived on the road. But I don't remember my mom dying.
That's probably for the best. Usually
Yeah.
traumatic.
Yeah, I sometimes have dreams about it.
Oh.
Yeah. I think that's how I got my scars. Anyway. I hope you don't feel as lonely anymore.
At the very least, I have traveling companions.
Yeah. At least you have that.
And also this talking scarf that won't shut up.
Yeah, we're kind of having a moment here.
Yeah. Why don't you go float creepily that way?
Anyway, good night.
He just like keeps staring at you and then just fades into etherealness. It's probably still there, just invisible.
Maeve doesn't need to sleep for a while and just like have a thing of wine and just a plain ass cheese sandwich.
And enjoying it is the best
Oh
thing.
yes, it is.
So here's the deal. No need to take watches here. You are perfectly safe in this thing. So one last thing, and then we'll end it for today. You wake up the next morning feeling the effects of the great hero's feast, stealing the extra hit points you have. You are back to full health. But you also feel something else. Being in the domain of someone who has made it their business to sacrifice literally their own mind, body, and soul for others, you feel imbued with their essence, not just on a physical level, but also on a spiritual one, and an emotional one, and a mental one. And you all gain a level as you become level 6.
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah.
As this was his last gift that he could give you.
Spells.
So we're gonna roll for hit points on our post-session talk. Did we decide on a name for that yet? No, I think the Fey Files. Someone
Said
said
Fey
that.
Files, yeah.
Fey Files. So that's a tentative name for that. So anyway, we're going to do our first post-session talk for this. So go ahead. If you haven't already, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/diceofages. And just for a few schmeckles a month, you can have access to all of our post-session talks, early access to all of our episodes, and more. And you get access to our Discord server where we put a bunch of our recaps and maps and all that other cool stuff, and our art from our amazing artists. Thank you, Mally, and thank you, James, for your amazing stuff at Solemn Monocle. You can go check that stuff out. So go ahead, become a patron. Thank you all for your support. We love you all, and we'll see you on the flip side. And as always, stay safe out there. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.